Okay, so let me show you something first. Just look at this stitching. Smooth, clean, and perfect. It's a kind of result every beginner's desired, right? Today, I'm going to tell you how to get this result by picking up the right sewing machine. But hey, don't think it's always been like this for me. My journey started with these knots caused by the no experience with the wrong machine. And then is in Japan, I used to be a beginner as you are today looking for clues. But now I'm in the niche for at least 15 years. I'm making bags like this. This is the reason why I'm here today. If you are on an idea of buying a machine, hold up. Let me share my journey with you first. And the mistakes you really don't want to make. Trust me, this is going to save you time, money, and a lot of stress. So in this video, I promise to share my solution as your reference, in which I learned through the hard way. Wasting much time and money, my goal is to help you, the beginner, who want easier achieve the beautiful works to earn more profit for long-term purpose. So let me take you back to the year of 2009. I just started my first business making custom bags. It was me and a small team by 4 people. We handled everything by hand, cutting leathers, painting the edges, sewing, you name it. At first, it was a dream. Customers loved our works. Orders kept rolling in, and I felt unstoppable. Every bag we finished gave me deep sense of pride. Like, wow, I really made this. But then, well, let's just say that the cracks started to show. The more orders we took, the slower we got. And hand sewing everything took forever. The deadlines, seems very hard to handle. At first, I told myself, it's fine, we'll work faster. But faster wasn't possible. We were working until fingers were sore. And still, the delays kept piling up. And then the complaints started. My customer said to me, when will my bag be ready? Why is it taking so long? Let me tell you, nothing stings more than a disappointed customer. My business was deteriorated, orders were getting cancelled, customers were frustrated, and my reputation destroyed. I said to myself, I must need a solution. So, what if I bought a sewing machine? Wouldn't that speeding things up? And honestly, I really believed it would solve everything. So here's what happened. I started digging around online, reading forums, and looking at the pictures of the others' machine-stitched work. And wow, those work are gorgeous, clean, professional, and effortless. So everyone in those forums kept saying, this is the secret to scaling up. And I thought, well, if it worked for them, it will work for me too. So I found a local dealer who sold sewing machines. And I grabbed some samples, a piece of leathers, went to check out some machines. The dealer was super nice and showed me how to thread the needle. And when the bobbin adjusted the tension, it's all basics. He even said to me, just practice and you will get a hang of it. I was sold. I bought this machine, brought it back home, and told my team, no more delays. This is going to change everything. I was so pumped. I couldn't wait to get started. But it wasn't that simple. And I cannot control the speed. So let me assume that it's a clock motor, and I'll tell you that it's like a wild horse. The moment I press the pedal, the needle up or down randomly, it was a chaos. I told myself, it's fine. I just need more practice. But then came to the real problem, the stitching. So after the madness, I finally called the dealer back and checked. He realized my thread is so thick. The machine bobbin cannot handle it. It isn't designed for that. Excuse me, why didn't you tell me this earlier? He didn't reply my question, only suggested me to use the thinner thread. And you know what? The thinner thread wasn't the option. It wouldn't match the high quality. So the situation made me realize that the problem wasn't just the machine. It was me who didn't have the experience and didn't ask the detailed information clearly. But anyways, I had to figure out what to do next. So my team went back to hand sewing, but it wasn't enough to keep up. So as I remembered, I was sitting in the corner of the workshop, staring at the pile of unfinished orders, thinking, is this really the end of my business? And I checked my phone there. Suddenly, I saw one guy. The guy is my raw material supplier. It is a guy also sold the raw material to the other factories around his office. I wonder he knew someone in the factory can give me a hand. And maybe there must be a solution for me. And I figured affirmatively I was trying to give him a call. So I called him and told him everything, the delays, the mass stitching, the wrong machine. He listened and said to me, send me your sample first. I'm trying to find someone maybe can help you. So yes, I did it. I delivered him some of my samples and the raw materials. A couple of weeks later, I got the samples back. And I couldn't believe it. The stitching was perfect. No knots, no uneven tension. It looks like a magic. And I called him back immediately. How did you do this? He just laughed and said to me, come to my city and check it out by yourself. Just because he didn't know how to do that. He's just a supplier. So for me, it seemed to be a long trip. So I picked up everything I can, the raw materials, the semi-finished product, so everything on the trip, and also with my family went on there. So when I arrived, my supplier introduced me to the shop owner, another machine dealer. They took me to the shop. So you know that feeling when I went into the shop, those machines looked like higher ranking soldiers armed with good weapons. It was like saying, we are here to solve all your problems. I couldn't tell how good they were, but the only thought was the shop was the machine lover's paradise. The shop owner smiled and said to me, I stitched all your samples, and you are not the first person ran into this situation. And then he broke it down for me, said, this machine you bought is good for mass production. It's built for speed, not much precision. So if you want clean, high quality stitching, you need something different. So something designed for premium work. The kind of machine brands like Hermes and LV used. I was intrigued. So he walked me through the features of the machine. I told him that I had no experience with machine stitching and adjusting. So did my team. I dreamed not only to buy it, but learn some specific skills to start with. He seemed to know my concern earlier. Then the word spoke out, smiled and said to me, "Do you gamble?" "Why?" I asked. "What if I invited your daughter to play it well with a short-time training? Would you buy the machine by then?" He asked. You know, the needles are enemies to humans' finger. I didn't think that the 8-year-old girl could try this. And the owner knew what I worried about. Guaranteed that we're 100% safe. So he gave my daughter a quick 10 minutes lesson showing her how to thread the needle, how to adjust the speed, and what to watch out when guiding. She nodded along, looking more confident than I felt at that time. And then she sat down at the machine and started slow with a little bit guidance. And you know what? She got the hang of it.
Nani?
With minutes. She was stitching steadily. The stitches were perfect. No knots, no uneven tension. I couldn't believe my eyes. I wondered if my daughter, with 10 minutes training, could handle this machine. What excuse did I have? I feel like I found the missing part of the puzzle. The missing part wasn't just the machine. It was the solution I've been searching for all along. When I got back to my workshop, I wasted no time setting it up. My team gathered around, probably just as curious as I was. So I took a deep breath and thread the needle, started sewing. And let me tell you, it was everything I hoped it would be. The stitching was smooth, consistent, and fast. Exactly what my customers had been waiting for. So the delay stopped. The complaints disappeared. And the orders, they started coming back. For the first time in months, I felt confident again. My team was motivated, my customers were happy, and my business was back on track. Looking back, the whole journey taught me something important. It wasn't just about fixing the stitching, it was about understanding the value of investing the right tool and learning from my own mistakes. And now, I want to share all of this with you and also sharing you my solution list later. So let's dive in there. Yeah, this is the number one. Stitching speed control problem. So we got the issue is too fast, which means it will ruin your work and wasting your time and the materials. I've got this experience because my old machine with a clutch motor, so I didn't realize that the clutch motor cannot let me control the speed very well. So I thought I need more practice, but no, you got another option. So this is the solution for problem 1. You need a servo, not a clutch motor, which means you will get how fast or slow as you want. Yes, the servo, like a smarter brain, control your machine, give you the best result you desired. Number 2 problem is thread tension. So you got the issue is the knot, which means difficulty of achieve quality stitching is because the knots will appear on the top or on the bottom of the surface. If you get only one tension adjustment, you got no idea how to adjust it precisely. And the number 2, which means you have to remove the old thread and redo the old holes. You know, it's a nightmare when you do that. You can try it. I don't want to do it anymore. And here comes the solution for problem number 2. You need a dual thread tension adjustment. So, which means precisely adjust the tension to keep the knot in the middle of the fabric or the material. Yes, the upper thread and the lower thread, there is a knot. You gotta keep the knot in the middle of the raw material. That's the good way to go. And you will also get the smoother the thread flows. Yeah, the stitching is just one part of the whole flow in your workshop. So you gotta better be quick and be nice. Don't get stuck by the knots. Here comes the next part. Number 3 problem, needle positioning. The issues are needles placed up or down randomly, which means resulting in longer thread length that cause knots, and the missing the place of the next stitching. The positioner should be connected with the servo. It's something like the servo give the signal to the positioner, tell the needle you gotta go up or down, but just only press one button. The solution for number 3, you need a positioner. And you know what? The servo should attach with the positioner altogether. The positioner, which means giving you full control over needle placement and avoid the thread knots. We got a tension adjustment to control the knot in the middle, but if you got no positioner, you will get the same trouble. The knots will be appeared again. So in this part about the servo and the positioner, I will talk a lot in detail. So there is another video will be provided to you just to merely talk about the servo and the positioner. But as now, I just want to mention that if you just come an idea of buying a new machine, don't forget that the servo and the positioner should be purchased altogether with your machine. No more clutch motor, please. Number 4, so let me tell you about is the customization and adaptability. The issues is limiting your future upgrades. So, which means limiting your creation and development. I mean this, if I say it's so good, but if I put it together, what do you think? Which one do you prefer most? Maybe this black one, that's because it's something like Hermes. This is, I'm truly talking about limiting your creation if you don't have the good machine. I want to give you the solution for number 4 issue. You need an all-in-one machine, which means no worries about the thickness of the fabrics, the size of the needles, the space of the room. Yes, you want to get this, you gotta use a thicker thread, waxed thread, with a bigger needle. So if your machine is cannot armed with that weapon, you cannot do this. And for more information and for more I got from Hermes, there will be another video prepared and we'll give it all the secrets to you in the future. So the next part, getting lost in competition. What that mean? Look at this. What happened? What happened with my machine? What happened? What happened? It's automatically stitching. Okay? This is, you will get lost in the competition in the future. That's because we've already got ChatGPT, we've got AI, right? The next one is winning the opportunity in the future. Yes, this is what I'm talking about, automation. And one more thing I want to mention at last. If you want to buy the machine. You'd better take your kids all together to the shop and just let the dealers know the machine is like a toy you want to buy for your kids, and everything will be solved. My goal is to solve all your problems. Please just asking me more questions. I want to help. God bless you guys. See ya.